All right. Happy Monday. I hope Easter was great. Hope the weekend was great. Got a bunch of spoilers out there. Y'all are just a spoiled community, man. Let's see. I'm just kidding. I'm all for it. What do we have here? I'm going to be honest. Disclaimer. I don't want y'all to watch this video. This is my favorite defense. So I don't even want to share it. I don't even know why I'm doing this. So let's see. We got the Noah shuffle. This is 52 and 9. 52 and 9. I used to have an Enosh in here. You say, I had a negate neutral hero. I had an Enosh. Why Enosh? Because he's the highest toughness to go up against Babel. So I have the highest percentage of Enosh working if I have characters out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I don't play Noah, Enosh works. Anyway, that doesn't really matter because he's not in here. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have another version of this deck with St. Patrick delivered and Emmaus Road. And you should too. What do we have? We have the Noah shuffle. Got a lot of speed. Judas, probably the best, in my opinion, one of, if not the best character in the game. Phenomenal hero ability, easy to get because he's a hero, and a really good defensive ability as well. Just very good character overall. Thomas is really good. Got the main dudes. Life in the Sun still gets you a draw 12. Like, it doesn't always hit in this deck because I took out St. Patrick, Emmaus Road, delivered. Like, that does actually matter. So I don't always get the draw 3. But I haven't done a Disciples video yet. And quite frankly, I had to find the best build. In my opinion, this is the best build. It capitalizes on Herod's Temple and Church of Christ. So you'll have Church of Christ out. You'll come in with Thaddeus to get rid of their whatever, this crap that I play, gets rid of it. Banned in Faith of Samuel with Mary out. Noah comes in. You now have, and then banned in like a token or two. Noah shuffles this card. Mary now offers protection to a token or two. Thaddeus, because you convert them. Noah, you convert, and you have CBN enhancements off Church of Christ. All their stuff's prevented. So they have to play a CBP, and you play Love One Another, or the Great Commission, I mean. So we have a little bit of that. I figured because Church of Christ, Sowing Bountifully can come in, but you have to get it with Book of the Law, unless you somehow don't use Spirit as a Dove or go to Apollos to get Spirit as a Dove again. It's kind of tough to get Sowing Bountifully out. You can bounce Jotham and get it. But since we do want to make some tokens, this isn't as aggressive. I will be honest, like without having St. Patrick, Emmaus Road, and delivered, this is not as aggressive. But you do, since you're making all these tokens, you might as well use them. So one of the best attacks in the game, I think one of the best attacks in the game is this. Noah, Mary's protecting Meeks. Noah shuffles the enhancement back in. You have this massive ban that's protected that prevents cards. It's very, very hard to get around. And like I said, I get to play Great Commission. And I can get back Great Commission as well. Let's see. And then with all the tokens, then you just come out with Jotham. Once again, I lost my Emmaus Road because I wanted to make a video without it, and now I don't stop talking about it. So you come out with Jotham. He was a lot easier to get prior to. So what you're probably going to do with Jotham now to get him is you have to go through Book of the Law. So this isn't, I wouldn't play this version per se. I swear, like if I hop on, I get a disc message. It probably is you, Demon. Is that you? Every time. I love it though. So you want to get to Jotham, and you kind of do have to use Book of the Law. We do have other ways to get there, but they're not ideal. To get to flip them and get impartial, and that's fine. That's such a massive play. I do think it's arguably the best play in the game as well. It just takes setup. You have to get the meek. In this case, I get mostly tokens, but it's a guaranteed block. Okay, it's not guaranteed. They have characters out, but you do have AOC, love one another, great commission, stuff like that. Like, you have enough to, I think, get around, and it's debilitating to them. We do have the cross in this build. We do have Spirit as a Dove and AOC, so you do have to watch out for that. Per the use, we do have Golden Calf. It's too good with high places. Golden Calf, it stops too much. They have to play around it. You can get to it first, even second turn, it's still fine. So we'll get into the defense here in a sec. So yeah, these are the big offensive plays. I figured if you're going to make tokens and you get a few missionaries over here, you can have a nice little sowing bountifully, because why not? I get to play one card and I get to take away 7, 8. I get to look at the top 8. Usually I can do more. With this deck, I actually play it around turn probably like 4. And the other aggressive playstyle or version of this, I play it around turn 2 or 3. And I go for about 12 cards and more soul gen. I get rid of more evil cards as well. So it's just good for one card in the reserve. It's a lot of value. Both of these cards, Impartial and Sowing, are a lot of value. Same with the Noah Shuffle. All these are high value plays that are very hard to get around, debilitate your opponent. But the defense is what I don't want y'all to see. This is, in my opinion, how to play Pharisees. So you do have Herod's Temple, which is really good. So what we're trying to do is, and without Delivered, I know, but Delivered usually goes to Denarius to get Emperor Domitian, and Demon Hunter is going to be mad. I've been talking to him about this defense. I showed it to him, and now I'm showing the world. But you can get out Terrifying Beast with Wages or Clinging. We only have 2 characters to play Wages on, but we have Priest of Zeus over here. It comes out easy enough. So we're trying to get to a Terrifying Beast and Emperor Domitian early. And everyone's using Emperor Nero. I mean, people joke around saying like, I'll use that all the time, but this is what I actually use. So discard a character, except a Roman. Its owner may underdeck a card of matching brigade from hand or territory. Instead, may ban to a Roman, CBN. So it's really good against Daniel offenses as well, because sometimes New Testament, no, not sometimes, all the time, you have to play around it or know how to play around it. New Testament defenses have a tough time against Daniel. So Terrifying Beast, make him get rid of a card from hand. You can give him special initiative, you don't really care. And then go to a Roman. You may reveal a New Testament great card from hand to banish a hero in battle. Opponent may discard a card matching Hero's Brigade from hand instead. So you can pop one in territory, which is what I'll do a lot. I'll discard a character, and then which also helps the impartial play. If you go evil, or you discard the Judas or Thomas, theirs, not your own, or Jonah, or negate neutrals, whatever you want. He's really good. A lot of times you'll just have, like for me, I'll have a Enosh. So unless I discard my faith, then they would get a kill Enosh for free, and their negate neutrals work, and there's nothing they had to do in reference to Big Boy, TTB. So then Domitian, they now have to discard a card of matching brigade from the hero that I chose, and that's also CBP by good card. So you got a CBN, CBP. You get a 2 discard, well, a discard and a banish, and they have to instead it. And in order to instead it, they got to underdeck a matching brigade. They have to discard matching brigade. That's really, really good. Once again, I don't have to do anything for that. I then play Fear of Man, or Tenet, Kill the Sun. I could do Lurking as well. Like, I could have lurking and Pharisees in here, and I can take out like AOC or sowing bountifully, and lurking and Pharisees can come in here for just another way to do this, but I'll show you. And then I usually band in Simon the host off of, so I get a negate, I get the band. It says character may band to a Pharisee, or you may take, nope, we just want to band. Interrupt, character may band to an evil human, and you may discard a hero. CBP, so you also want CBP. And this is CBN if you control 2 or more. So then I ban to any number of Pharisees. So I can go to Brood of Vipers and get rid of another card in your territory. That's good. So negate and underdeck a good card in a territory. So if you have Ark of Salvation, Herod's Temple, I get rid of that, and then I start going for your characters, or I just go straight to your characters. I then go to plotting Pharisees, and I can show a card in my hand, and then I get to underdeck a card from your hand, which is amazing after this. Then I already got to look at your hand, and I can bring in Entrapping Pharisee, and I can, off Tenets Kills the Sun, I can choose someone else in your to kill. I could discard a hero. So once again, I could hit a hero in your territory because I'm going to bring in Entrapping Pharisees and also capture you, knowing that you don't have anything else because I just absolutely wiped through it. And then I get Entrapping Pharisees to capture you. I bring in Callous to underdeck a Meek Law Soul because I'm going to be bringing in Expert Lawyer to just get back these 2 or Pretension. It is a hand and territory control deck that just does it over and over and over and over again. If you have like Melchizedek out, I'm going to pop Melchizedek as soon as I can. Just a lot of ways to get around anyone that has protection or hurts me. Might as well go to Wages of Sin to Priest of Zeus because you already have Golden Calf, the Cross, Thomas, Judas. Why not? This gets out Tenet Kills the Sun, and Terrifying Beast and Priest of Zeus. So it's really good to have. If you get rid of some of my main characters, it's fine. I still, like, there's just so many good characters that you have to work around. It's really good. And then I have a Herod's Temple if I need to have a 10-12 toss. If you just come at me with a solo guy, like if I play Josh P, you know. I do have the first in here just to get that initial burst. Not every deck has to have that. I don't always do that. I showed a few videos where I didn't, showed a few videos where I do. So yeah, it's my favorite defense right now. Works really well with the impartial judgment and the disciples in general. New game, 52 and 9. So we do have that space there. Load. Okay, so that's not normal. And I will start making, I think next week, maybe this week, I don't know. I don't know, I'll put out a deck out there that gets around all these counters. Like Tyler, every deck you have has a bunch of counters. They're fast, and now you're hitting the hand and territory. Like, how do you get around that? Well, hopefully you don't, but we're gonna try to get some materials out there that maybe show you how you do. So I'm showing you what I play with, and then I'm showing you what can beat it. That's awesome. All right, so first turn, as per the use, you don't want to just start slamming stuff down. There's no stars that we can use. We don't need to put this down right away as probably Meek, because we can make Lord's Prayer. We can work it with this. Usually you want to search first before you draw, because you get that shuffle it back through and you get a card out that you don't need to draw. You'd rather search for it. And in this case, Spirit as a Dove is what we want. So now we can play Thomas as Meek and do Spirit as a Dove. And then we'd have to see what do we want first. And sometimes we whiff on the speed burst, and then we just go to Matthew. So, but we want to set up a strong attack first. So we do have Emperor Domitian. This is at any time. So we can take an evil Roman from deck. Remember, everyone gets caught up. Then maybe not everyone. Maybe I just do, and I think everyone does. While you control an evil emperor, this takes an evil Roman from deck. Ta-da! So I usually have this more times than not first turn. Like I said, my other version was St. Patrick, Emmaus Road, and Delivered. Gets this nearly first turn every single goldfish game that I did, and it's a well, I eat a lot of goldfish. How about that? So this is going to be down, and I'm going to get the draw 3. So now we have an attack. I usually like to use this to get Mary turn 2. We have a Spirit as a Dove. We can go to, we have a Great Commission. We have a Bounce. We even have Make Your Enhancement CBN on a good numbers hero. So like we have strong attacks first turn. We also have the cross first turn, but sometimes we like to keep Spirit as a Dove to use later on. But let's see, I'm trying to think what do we need here? We kind of have everything for a good attack. So like if you go to a Faith of Samuel, we have an interrupt with a potential draw 3, which we wouldn't ban anyone in, just we would get the draw 3, but I think we just go to a Matthew here. Yeah. This is the way. And that way we keep our life through Christ to get out Mary. Next turn, which we could have used Spirit as a Dove for that as well, but that's fine. So we have Matthew. We already played Spirit as a Dove and AOCs in reserve. Those are your 2 CBN cards. So I do think we go ahead and activate the cross, and we go straight to a Matthew. Usually I just go based on how many colors I have in my hand. So 1, 2, I'm not going to count all that. 3, 4. I think that's fair. 1, 2, 3, 4. And like I said, we could play this in battle as a CBP bounce, knowing we're just going to get it back and we get a draw 2, knowing that we have an interrupt off of it. So I would play that as a CBP bounce. And if they did anything, I would have an interrupt. So, and we get a draw 2. So either way, I can do both. This is discarded. I had to bounce the character. I bounced a character in battle. I'm just going to Apollos to bring it back. You do want to put down Judas. Play a site or good fortress. We usually like to get to Church of Christ ASAP, but sometimes when I start putting heroes out, I like having Herod's Temple because it gives me dual protection. And that's why we play this defense over like Moabites, which are, like I said, sneaky good because you have King Balak and Moab. Moab gets it started. King Balak negates Old Testament humans and gives Balaam like just protection. So or protecting lost souls. So it's a really good defense. Don't overlook it just because Pharisees are out. Pharisees are really good, but Moabites are good if you're playing New Testament. So what do we want? Do we want Church of Christ and start popping tokens, or do we want Herod's Temple? I like to go, if I'm not playing super aggressive, I'll get everything up and settled. I'll start negating some stuff. We can put this down if they're playing Meek Souls. And it really just depends. We saw their hand with Matthew. So if we're seeing like Joshua the Conqueror or like Thaddeus or Noah that can get rid of cards like this, we wouldn't put it down. but if they play Meek Souls, we could. Doesn't really matter. So now it doesn't even have to be their turn. Like I can draw again, which I think I will, because why not? Even though I'm getting a draw too. I played this twice now. No, what do you know? And I get to draw one more and top deck. And I'm gonna do this again because I bounced Apollos. I'm gonna get a draw 2. And then I get to draw 1. And now I have another Meek Clay Hero if I want to get a draw 3. And I have Harvest Time with High Places. I've used High Places 0 times, but I've used the first twice. So I could still draw 4 off of High Places and 2 more off the first. That comes back to my hand. And I've used this 3 times. And we talked about this in Discord for the other deck that I posted. Even if you don't play, what was I saying? I was thinking of something else. We might never know, everyone. Oh, even if you don't get to go, like you get to go first, or they go first, or you get like messed up, they put down a counter and you have to wait till your discard turn. We were talking about like Chronicles of the King in a prep phase or something. You can just go to battle phase, attack with Matthew, or just skip battle and go straight to discard. You can still start doing things. So that's why I like having Matthew in here. Is kind of why I went with the whole build, because he's such a good burst hero and you do want some strong attacks. So we use this 3 times. Now we're going to use High Places twice. And we're also going to get 2 more from this. Boom, boom. This will be top decked. Now we used High Places twice. Our hands max though. That's because I'm talking and not paying attention. So Book of Law down. And see, I wasn't even like, this deck isn't really focused on that either. Like it has, when I say that, come on, Tyler, explain what you're saying. Focused on just this crazy speed and getting everything you needed and slapping it down. It's really not. It just has a couple cards in there, I would say. Like if we go to deck editor, Faith is to get Faith of Samuel and Noah for a strong first return and to recycle as needed. This is to get Mary or any of my characters. So this is just a really good card in general. This helps my first attack. This does whatever I need to. Faith of Samuel, Noah with this offense is really good. Plus Faith of Samuel is a great first turn, interrupt, ban, draw 3. Another just solid card in general, because as you see, you can play it in battle, and this can be played on Noah, like I always say. And by always, I mean literally in one video. Spirit as a Dove, because of course you're going to play that. So, and then you don't really, I'm not even playing Patmos or anything, and you see how fast this is just naturally. I would say naturally, but then again, it looks like I stacked a deck to get this first. But you have so many. See what I did there first? John Hendricks might have laughed at that, but you have so many cards that can go to anything that they're just good in general. So we have Gospel Protection, so we can feel a little safer putting down some stuff. We do have, I purposely didn't get out an extra Meek Soul because I am going to want to go to Expert Lawyer next turn. So I do want to have 1 in my deck just in case I draw into the last one, because Callus needs to play 1 and then underdeck it for Expert Lawyer to work. We can put him down. We don't really use this for the band. It's nice, like you can band in some tokens, I guess, and some other stuff and get some abilities, but we don't really use it for that. We're gonna want a negate here. And by negate, I mean a band. So now I feel very comfortable about blocking first turn, and I'm already going to be putting pressure on them. Oh, I played Harvest Time with the cross up. I cheat in every video. It's so funny. I start talking and playing and all that. So, what are you talking about? Cross isn't up. And if that happens in a game and it's after phase, then oh well. Like no one caught it. You cheated. But did you? It was unintentional. But if you have, like when I'm actually playing, I look at everything before I do stuff. When I'm doing a video, I'm just like, whatever. But for this, we're just gonna have that turned over, and that never happened. So let's see. We have 9 in hand, and we have 2 meek down. I can play this one more time, and we're trying to get rid of cards, yet we're still drawing because I guess I'm addicted. We already used that ability. We bounce Apollos. He comes back. We want to get to a discard. Might take Chronicles. Yeah. I still think I just play heroes at this point. I have faith to get back Noah because these two aren't protected through Herod's Temple, but that's okay. Now you got a bunch. I want to put this down, but I have everything I need. Life in the Sun makes 4 tokens though, so you don't want to discard that. This gets stuff in my reserve. It's Battle Winner. This gets out Mary. So you took out too much stuff and drew too much. Now you have all your characters down. That's not good to do. Oh well, you cheated anyway, so you deserve to lose. So now if they attack, you do Emperor or Terrifying and Emperor. So first you give them special initiative, and if they have something you can band, and then bring in people here. If that's assuming you target the character in battle, if they put anyone else down, you can target them knowing that you're going to go to Emperor Domitian. So, or if they instead it, then you just, which you want them to do, then you bring in Emperor Domitian. So win-win. This deck can get around Storehouse easily. It's like it's got Brood of Vipers, 3 woes is enough. So you can get around Storehouse, but this also plays to Storehouse. So I have an Impartial Judgment play, which doesn't like Storehouse. I can get around Storehouse, but if you play Storehouse, my defense is going to wreck you. So they did something. We do this. We do this. Select a brigade. I can be protected. I can play a Meek Soul from a deck. And I shuffle. I get the draw 1 because a Meek Soul's put in play. And it's it's 4 activations per turn. It's their turn. Or per phase, per round, I mean. I'm not positive. I already cheated enough. And then you bring in plotting, and you're like, probably have strong attacks. I don't need to go to an impartial yet. So send to the bottom of deck, and I'll reveal your hand. I don't really see you having any way to get around. If I discarded 2 plus plotting, if need be, I have a Chronicles. So just a really, really strong defense. That gets discarded. And then we bring in Expert Lawyer from reserve next turn if we can. 1, 2, 3. Upkeep, nothing. We're going to go straight to that takes from discard pile. So it's not a discard ability. We can get Tenants Kills the Sun, but we always go to Priest of Zeus. Set that up. And might as well play the big 2. Now we're probably going to have to draw here. So first we're going to play this to get out Mary. Now, Mary offers protection when Noah's flipped. So you have Herod's Temple and Mary, and that's where we talk about layers. Layered protection, layered anything is really good. Layered negating, all that, really good. And then what else do we want? Anything from reserve, that's a gospel card. Well, are we going to activate Uzi, what's it? The cross? Not that we care, but we just play through it. Or do we just go to love one another? I say we go to love one another. This gets shuffled. And we get the draw 2. Did I activate the cross after Denarius? Oh, I didn't cheat. I couldn't even do it. Why didn't you all tell me that? I was about to say, I thought I'd played that. So bounce this, play it again. We are going to play this and go to Faith of Samuel to ensure we have that. Haha, I could never have activated the cross. I'm not a cheater. I'm just a bad player. This goes back to hand. This is in hand. Joke's on you guys. Clinging to power. We're going to want to get to expert lawyer. Oh, he's a regardless of protect. I don't know if I can get him. Regardless of protect isn't a protectability. And now what? Probably do this again. Trying to get the golden calf. And this, to be honest. So this is in hand. We played all of our heroes, so can't even make tokens. But we can make one more. So we'll do it. Bounce him, make one. That makes a token when he's played, so I don't get to draw 3 off that. Play Golgotha. Oh yeah, gospel character from deck or reserve. He's played. Let's see, I got 12 in hand, 13 in hand because that bounced Apollos. That's a Corinth. And let's see, we have Lord's Prayer again if we want to go to AOC, put some pressure on him. Shuffle that. So this is turn 2. It just goes crazy. Same thing as always. Now it's like, what do you want to attack with? So probably going to want to Book of the Law this. And we still never got golden calf. Oh, well, see, delivered. What am I telling y'all? So if we Book of the Law, we can bounce. And then that would give us another token, but it also helps us get to like Sowing Bountifully or whatever. So we can bounce Thomas, and we're going to play Thomas, create a token for Corinth. So now we're good. If they have anything out, we can Thaddeus it. And we have Mary out, so we'll Thaddeus. He's now protected, so I'm not too worried about dominance, even if I don't play the cross. If they give you initiative, you have AOC. If they do anything, you have Faith of Samuel to bring in a token and Noah, which is really what we would like to do as well if they don't have a lot of evil out. We like to hit their hand with impartial and AOC them. Like we like to AOC here if it's valuable. Like if they have no protection and they have like 3 evil characters out, then I would play AOC. It's early on in the game. Chances are they didn't draw crazy like I did. But if they did, you play AOC and then you follow up with an impartial judgment. If not, we can go to this. That's shuffled. We don't want to draw 3 off of that. We just want to bring in a token. If all your heroes cloud or share the same book, tokens book, tokens and book. I think they go based on the character you made. So I'm assuming their book is John, so I wouldn't get draw 3 anyway. But I have a token in there, Judas and Noah. They're all protected through Mary. I prevent cards. It's kind of why you do want the cross up, but we weren't sure of the attack at first. Also attacked with a meat guy, so I would top deck this, even though I shuffled it because of how I played. So yeah, that would be it there. We could go back to a Faith of Samuel just to keep our brigades down in our hand. We really have nothing for Wages of Sin. So we already did Life in the Sun. We like to keep Faith, so we'll say that was a missed search. Keep it out of our hand. Don't need to put all of our stuff down. But, oh well, like we don't, depends on what we want to put down, but you could do either or. We have 3 battle winners. Plus this can be used as 1. And we already have a really strong offense, so I feel like we can discard one of these 2. This kind of does everything we need and works off a token, so that's fine. And to be honest, I know my attacks beforehand. I like to give myself options, but usually the cross would have been in Golgotha if I'm going to attack with Noah to toss all CBN stuff, knowing I'm going to bring in a token. That's how I would have done it, but I like to go through the explanations. So then they block and I just do this. If they do anything to him, I abandon Simon and it just gets worse. Expert Lawyer doesn't work yet, but I keep doing things. I could underdeck like a Chronicles here or Right On, whatever. Like it doesn't matter to me. Absolutely wreck everything in your territory. I would bring in Brood of Vipers as well. Underdeck stuff in your territory, hit stuff in your territory, hit your hand, hit your hand, hit your hand, be protected. This gets underdecked at the end of battle. And then I start banding in Expert Lawyer. So he would play a Meek Soul, Callous underdecks, he plays a Meek Soul, and I start getting back Fear of Man and Tenant's Kills. And you get to put so much back in your deck that you don't just draw into Meeks. So yeah, that's discarded. You're good to go. You draw 3. Oh, cool. Golden Calf. It feels like so late game, but this is literally turn 3, right? So nothing for upkeep. Put out Golden Calf. We're not going to do an impartial play here. Although we could draw into a Crouch Choice with Life in the Sun. We have enough. Yeah, we can do that. I was going to say we're going to activate the cross, but yeah, we can just do this and draw. We get to draw 3. Really, this is all we care about. The tokens. You don't need to draw. It's a May. 3, 4. We're bouncing Apollos over and over. This goes back to hand. I go. Oh, we did want to draw for Crowd's Choice. I'm going to stop drawing when I get the Crowd's Choice. Oh, I get to draw 3 because of Noah. So, there we go. So I did 2 draws there. Played my Crowd's Choices. Good. Went to Jotham. Don't really need anything else. I would keep doing that until I had the max 4. They're all Corinth. And I have an impartial in my hand. We're sowing bountifully. What do I do with that card? Oh, it's okay. I top decked it and shuffled it. I could do that as well, but I can just do it next turn. Doesn't matter. I go out with Jotham, who's going to be protected from Mary before you could really do anything. He comes out, I attack from hand straight into battle, convert him to me to take a good card from reserve. And you're like, no, wait, I want to do something. And I'm like, no, you can't. It's my Dominish and he's protected. So the opponent proceeds to cry. I do not console them. And then that's that. I just took out your hand. You can block me from territory, but you have nothing in hand. So that's where I like love one another. If you block with protection, I literally get to convert all your humans and bounce the rest. So if you block with protection, don't need that. Don't need that. If you have anything out, I can do that. I don't need to draw. Good to go. Shuffle it up. Your turn. I don't have the cross up. So big band. I can do Herod's Temple. I can do Chronicles. I can do Three Woes. I can just block a lot. And then we're going to Life in the Sun for 4 more. Corinth. This is the start of turn 4. And I would play, make sure I don't have anything. I will play this. And you got to see how many missionaries. So 1, 2, Corinth, 3, 4, 5. You don't count. So that's 5 Corinth heroes are down. Plus, you're not sowing bountifully. Silly. Plus 10. So I'd hit you for 15. Your hand's gone. Your territory's probably gone. That's it. So, and I still have all this stuff in my hand. So it's really good, I think. I love the versatility and the speed Disciples brings. Also, you get Thomas and Judas. So you are constantly getting something if they search or draw. Like I can take a good dominant from deck. That's really good when I can take a Three Woes or a Chronicles when you use a search ability before you attack me. And I get to go into a Three Woes or a Chronicles. Kind of amazing. And if you draw, I'm just going to take an enhancement from your hand. I mean, I'll look if you have an artifact that I don't like, but I'll just take pretty much, I'm just going to take a good enhancement every time. And this highly plays into this. I said, I didn't want to share this defense. It's my favorite. I think it's the best. Like I said, you get Herod's Temple protection and toss with big characters. Like I get a 12/12 toss. That's really good. So if you come at me with a single hero, you have to beat me by toss. And I don't need to toss a lot. Like even if you're tossing a bunch, you're not using your enhancements. So, and then if I hit you with Terrifying Beast, Domitian, Entrapping, Plotting Pharisees, and then I make you toss next turn, good luck. So it all plays together. So I always say, know your card, know why it's in there, use your card to the fullest. The only reason Sowing Bountifully is in here is because I can get tokens. And it's like, well, if I can get tokens, what can I do with those tokens? Well, I can do all of this with the tokens. Well, I can make them all Corinth. I can do Sowing Bountifully really easily. I can do an Impartial Judgment play. And I can play around so much. I think Disciples, how they're played currently, from what I've seen, just decks here and there, that they have, I'm seeing a lot of them played as clay. And I think playing as purple might be the right answer because you get all the strong enhancements. But with this, you do get, the 3 of these plus, you get all that, which that's pretty much standard. I feel like that's standard for a Disciple deck. Those 5 enhancements. My deck is enhancement heavy. I do shove that into every Disciple or clay build because it just does too much, and it allows me to go crazy with all this. If you play purple, you get the really strong enhancements as well. Like I was talking about walking on water and stuff, it's really good. And New Covenant gets everything and all that. But I like this version to where I use the clay, but I use Faith of Samuel instead of the Ascension to band in Noah for protection and CBN enhancements. And I prevent everything. So even if you do play that Crimson defense I've shown and you play a CBP, then I go into the Great Commission and I interrupt it CBN. Like that's really, really, really good. And then I usually activate this when legal and like when I can. And you can't play CBN cards against Noah. You can only play a CBP. And then I play a CBN Great Commission. And a CBN Great Commission off the token banded in with Noah trumps a CBP. So this gives me access to another layer of attacking using the tokens. I have Herod's Temple as well, to where I can toss with a protected token, like a 6/8 token. I can just kind of push in there as well when they're out of stuff with an impartial judgment. Just a lot to do here. I always tend to do this when the game's over. I just keep saying the same thing over and over. So hope y'all like it. Best defense ever. No, it's really fun though. And this is how I play Disciples. You don't have to play it like this, but I do. So throw me some love, some comments, see if you like it. Thanks, y'all.